Hey guys, welcome to the show this week. It's me, Josh DeMarco, with my wonderful co-host, Steve La.
Hola!
That makes sense if you guys watch the YouTube channel. And let's not forget Misha Baby, a.k.a. Michelle Miller.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, Mish.
Hey. Hi.
Hi.
Hey.
All right, guys. So we have a really great show for you tonight. We have an amazing shoe god in the studio.
Shoe God.
Shoe God.
So we're going to get to him in a little later. But first, I think, let's just jump right into it.
Why not? got a lot to say.
Everybody likes going out to eat, correct?
Oh, I think especially in Philadelphia, we are absolutely a food town, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I've gained a lot of weight in 2 years that I've lived here because of the
LA.
food.
Yeah, a lot of good things to eat.
Lots of good things to eat. Speaking of good things to eat, Michelle, there's a special restaurant that it has a lot of buzz in Philadelphia, and it's probably one of the harder restaurants to get into.
Harder.
No
It takes
question.
like 6 months.
Yeah.
6 months?
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Whoa.
It's definitely a lot.
So, sorry. So it takes 6 months to get in this restaurant, and while waiting, we're all excited. Anyway, we go there last night. We had quite an experience, to say the least. We're not going to out this restaurant, but it got us talking today while we were talking about the show, and there's so many people that have such different experiences at restaurants, and you only really hear about the negatives, right? As you should, but not enough positives. So tonight it's like, well, I can see why you hear about the negatives. Michelle, let's talk about what happened last night with us.
Well, I mean, as you set it up, we're doing the opposite thing. We're going to talk about the negatives because it was so outrageous. And I think really the topic of conversation is how should a restaurant handle something this crazy?
Yeah.
So I'll say it started off by us walking into this restaurant, checking in for our reservation, immediately being greeted by a mouse, like 100% being greeted by a little mouse. The hostess.
Was it Mickey?
I wish. I really wish. Was so stellar with her answer. She immediately was like, oh my gosh, it just came in from outside, off the street. It's definitely not in the restaurant. Our apologies. And so we're like, okay, cool. No problem. They seat us at a different part of
I didn't believe
the
that,
restaurant.
by the way, but yeah.
I mean, but she was good.
Yeah, she was good.
She was good at it.
Really quick, though.
Yeah.
So did you guys have to wait the 6 months to get this reservation?
Actually, my brother-in-law, Josh's older brother, did wait a long time to get this reservation.
months.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
a big deal.
Okay.
So then we go to a different part of the restaurant. We're eating. And I'll just take a little note that I did smell something a little bit funny, but I pushed it out of my mind, right? And then towards the end of our meal, somebody was like, mouse again. And there was more mice or a mouse running around causing havoc. Josh, the hero. We all know he's a hero,
He's
right?
a hero, yep. Last
Takes
episode.
a martini glass to and he's got great reflexes to go scoop this mouse up because one of the bussers brought out a giant prep Tupperware from the kitchen. If you've ever been in a big functioning restaurant kitchen, they have all kinds of prep. So he's coming out with this huge prep tub, clunking away, trying to catch this tiny little mouse.
Listen,
right?
I'm not old
And this
enough
is a
to-
high-end restaurant we're talking
Very
about.
high
very
end,
high
yeah.
end. And it was like a Benny Hill show.
Yeah,
if you
it
can
was
just picture
comical.
opening the door, running out. This guy was there running around the restaurant with this huge bin, trying to. So if you didn't know the mouse was there, you knew now.
Yeah, it was not subtle.
I remember thinking if that's my employee, I'd fire them on the spot.
oh my God. Meanwhile, Josh is walking around with an empty martini glass to try and get this little guy.
Yeah. So we count 3 mice.
Yeah.
While we're eating, 3 mice.
Yeah. So that's all well, right? It's springtime. Things are happening. Little baby mice are coming. Not that you should have them in your restaurant, but a person with a little bit of logic could
Semi-understandable.
yeah, totally.
Yeah.
But then as we're leaving, I get this a whiff that anyone who has smelled that smell instantly knows. And it was oh, that is a dead mouse.
Ew.
A not newly dead mouse
Yeah.
either. That
Rotting.
funk. The funk was coming up. So as I was getting out of the booth, I was like, Josh, I smell the smell. And he was telling my brother-in-law's no, you're being crazy.
Yeah.
And Josh was like, no, we better listen to her. And he pulls out his iPhone flashlight.
That's from being married for 5 years.
Yeah,
by the
right.
way.
You know. But he looks behind, and there is mouse
No, I don't look
traps.
behind it. It was a bench seat. I pulled this seat out like a booth, and I looked down this crack, and there's just 2 giant glue traps with 2 rotting mice on the traps underneath
so
our
disgusting.
seat. So right where we're sitting, we're eating just like this, and right there's 2 dead mice.
Yeah, but we're not going to get into the
Ew.
details, but they've been there a long time and they shouldn't have been there. And like, so they didn't just run off the street like the hostess so elegantly said. And so I go up to the waitress and we'd already paid the bill. They had comped a round of drinks and slightly discounted the bill,
Yep,
right?
yep.
For us seeing living mice.
Yep.
But my brother-in-law had like a super early train the next morning, so they're jetting out of the restaurant. And as we're leaving, I tap a waitress and I was like, just so you know, there's dead rotting mice under my chair, and like you guys should deal with that. And she was horrified, right? And I know that she was like trying to grab the manager, but we had to go. And I like ran out the door and like we were just like,
I mean, and there was a table next to us of like 8 girls. They were outside freaking out because they saw the whole thing. So then I'm like, all right,
So
so
disgusting.
this happens last night, and then it made me think. Michelle and I had a very similar situation at another really prominent Center City restaurant where we had a worm in our oysters.
oh,
Right?
like an
No,
earthworm.
like an earthworm. in
Literally an
our
earthworm
oysters.
on my oysters.
Okay.
And then
ew.
you
Ew,
had a
Allah.
story when we were
Ew, Allah is
talking about it,
gross.
right? And you another really big restaurant in Philadelphia. You had a story similar.
Yeah, it's not that they're not as like what you guys experienced, but it was. I sat down with Joan. We had a long day at the store, and we sat down, and just a little friend came out to say hello.
Yeah. So
And but it was actually they handled it really well, and they fully calmed drinks, food, everything. It was like we walked out total free of charge. Like they were like, "We're sorry." The manager came over, apologized. He's like, "We got your meal." Like
our worm.
it was really
Yeah,
brilliant
see-
how they handled it.
and
Yeah,
our worm
that
situation.
seems like the right thing to. People are more understanding than you want to give them credit for if you handle the situation with some integrity and address it right there and don't.
Which the
Right.
worm situation did not happen, right? They were actually pretty rude and
Oh,
standoffish.
the guy told me that that oysters eat worms. Meanwhile, they're water filter feeders. They don't have mouths or teeth to
Right.
like eat earthworms, and they're earthworms. They live in the earth, not in the ocean. It was bizarre.
Yeah, so it made me think. Like, what do you? I mean, what do you do in the time on the year of reviews? Everyone reviews everything.
Yeah.
Like these horrible things, I haven't even reviewed it.
No.
Because I still somehow have guilt, like toward a business.
Yeah, like not
do.
wanting to be. I don't know. Why don't you guys tell us what you would do by commenting on our Instagram or our YouTube? We'd love to know because honestly, what
Yeah.
is the right thing to do? Like,
Right?
but you could tell us at Style Club Radio because I think we should poll this, you guys. I think we should like get this on IGTV, right, Chris? And poll it.
Yeah.
Like, what is the right way to handle this, and what should you expect as a patron who's paying a lot of money to go out?
Right.
to
If
eat?
it's a high-end restaurant and you're paying
Yeah.
a lot of money, I mean, that's crazy.
Crazy.
And
I mean,
disgusting.
I mean, hire Orkin or whoever the
Yeah. Right?
pest control something. I mean,
Yeah.
Terminex, shout out to Terminex.
Right.
Yeah, right. And any other local mom and pop exterminators, we shout you out too.
yes, and do follow up.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Okay, so are we wrapping up for the moment?
Not, well, I think what we're gonna do is go on break and come back with our shoe god.
But
Yes.
who is this shoe god
Yes,
that
we
you
need to
speak
know.
of? Right?
We'll find out after this.